Hello and welcome to Animated Wonders, an Explosion Network podcast where we celebrate animation in all of its forms. This is Animated Wonders. In this season, we'll be discussing older films in the Despicable Me and Minions franchise. Hello, my name's Dylan Blight. Joining me to discuss this week's Animated Wonder is Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here. The second movie.
You said, I'm excited to be here because I'm happy.
I chickened out of the bit.
This week's film, Despicable Me 2, released in 2013, United States. Chris Renaud and Pierre Coffin returned to direct this one. Follow-up to the first film, Cinco Paul and Ken Dario wrote. Of course, comes from Illumination Entertainment and Universal Pictures. The cast was Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Benjamin Bratt, Miranda Cosgrove, Russell Brand, and Ken Jeong. Synopsis. When a new criminal comes to town, the anti-villain league decides to hire Gru in order to fight him off. While Gru initially refuses, he eventually agrees after his aide goes back to his evil ways. What are your thoughts on this rewatch? As we said last week, you and I definitely have both watched the first two, 100%.
Yes.
So what do you think of this?
I definitely did not remember large swaths of this movie, so it was almost like it was a new movie. Again, like perfectly fine, like very enjoyable. I think this movie definitely made me, again, super appreciate Kristen Wiig because I feel like she kind of elevates everything she's in this movie. And I guess it's interesting to see what they tried to do with the minions in this movie, like kind of try and give them a subplot, probably based on the reaction to the first movie and the minions kind of blowing up as a property, trying to like kind of have their own thing in this movie. I guess also creating a design that would sell more toys. It's like, yeah, there's yellow ones, but now there's purple ones. Yeah, I had a good time. It's enjoyable enough.
Yeah, I think it's enjoyable. I don't think it has quite the same. Oh no, just the main plot, the finding the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what they're looking for.
They're looking for the mutagen X whatever thing compound.
Yeah.
The purple goo.
The purple goo. Everything to do with the purple goo and the villain don't really have much care for. Everything to do with Gru and Christian Wiig's character, his name,
Lucy.
Lucy. Everything to do with them is good and fun, and everything to do with them and the kids and just the minions on some wacky adventure, I think is really good. But I think everything that's the core plot, which of course is necessary to bring all these characters together, I was like, sure. I'm not really here for that. I'm here for Gru doing awkward flirting. That's fun for me. Which, I guess, there's core themes I wrote down for this one. Being a parent and dating in your later years is what I got out of this one. Do you think that, or did you get anything else?
Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Maybe there is a little bit of trying to turn over a new leaf. There's because obviously there's a major shift of him not trying to not be a supervillain anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like a major change in your life. Like you've dedicated your entire life to this one thing, and now you're making jam.
But he sounds like he really enjoys
bad
it.
Jam.
Yeah.
To say it. But yeah, like, and then he finds joy in this anti-villain league stuff, or like at least with her. So I think that's the key thing. But again, I think again, it's even more parenting, and obviously, the fact that he's a single father, which is a rarity in media, I guess. Trying to raise three girls, dealing with kind of classic kid stuff. Many times we've seen the kid with no mom, like having to deal with Mother's Day coming up, or the girl having their first crush or whatever. So, I think it tackles a lot of that.
I mean, from the opening scene with him willingness to jump into that fairy costume shows the
yes
commitment he is to this father role.
Yes,
the
he will do
between the
anything.
two
He
movies.
will do anything for those kids.
Yeah, he will do anything for those kids. And then everything to do with what's that? I can't remember the kid's names. What is the old one who starts
Margot.
the boyfriend? Margot. Everything to do with her and that guy. And just the first time it goes back to the anti-villain league, and it's like, it's him. It's definitely him. And I reckon it's their son. I reckon the son is doing it. And all I'm saying is the son is the main problem. Like,
he gives me the creeps.
Yep. And I'm not saying don't forget about the son. That was probably that's good fun. And then I think there was an element of just, I guess, trying to portray that whole dating in your later years awkwardness, especially when they have him go on that date with the random, because he also has like the movie from the get-go does the whole single dad, all the mums are like swooning for him because he's so good with the kids and all that sort of stuff, but he has no interest in anyone or anything. But then he goes on that one date with the one ditzy chick, and it's terrible, and for some reason he tries to wear a toupee.
Well, Ken Jeong told him to wear a wig.
Yeah, it was a choice, and it's not one that I think was ever going to work out well. But she was very vapid, and just they did a good job of portraying just this terrible whole thing, but also I guess portraying that element of he's like, I don't need to date, like I just like he's focused on the kids and all that sort of stuff. But they're the ones, especially Margot, I guess, is like, you should put yourself out there, sort of thing. Find a partner. So I think that's like a big, at least felt like a big part of the movie, because they start that from the get-go, and then obviously that leads into everything with Lucy and him deciding, and she deciding as well. But
so I think it's probably value telling that little Agnes has that reaction, like as soon as she sees Lucy.
You're the most beautiful woman. Yeah. Are you single?
Yeah. Which is funny because obviously you had the same reaction from the Minion. You thought that would be like a rule of three thing, but doesn't pay off.
No. Cultural context of this one, I just had down happy, because this is where the song came from.
Yes, which is crazy, because that song might be the biggest thing from this movie.
Yeah.
Or the most lasting thing from this movie.
Well, it's not most. It's 110% the most lasting thing from this movie. Is the Pharrell Williams song "Happy," which there was the one song released off the soundtrack for this movie. It's featured in the movie for all of 30 seconds.
Yes.
And then it was such a huge hit that Pharrell then made sure it was on his album that came out like a year later.
Yeah. We didn't talk about it last week, but Pharrell like provided songs for the first
both
film.
the movies. Yeah, true. Yeah. I think I just skipped last week because there wasn't as much.
Yeah, it was not as noticeable. Whatever. It's like, oh, okay, he worked.
Yeah.
You know, he was primarily a producer before. His singing career took off. So it wouldn't have been surprising to see him behind something. And none of the tracks in the first film were super memorable. But this blew up in a way that very few songs kind of do. So much so that it might be surprising that it didn't win the Best Song Academy Award, considering its popularity.
Yep.
You know what it's up against?
No.
Let It Go.
Oh, well. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough fight. That was a tough year. Let it go, because you're happy. Let it go. And the problem with this song is, I hadn't thought about it for quite a few years at this point, but then we watched the movie, and then for days afterwards,
it's an earworm.
It is a goddamn earworm. Like,
it is. What is a room without a roof?
Walls.
I believe he's trying to just explain it as like there's unlimited potential because there's no. The roof is not there. There's no.
Yes, okay.
You can't do it. You can do anything because there's no roof.
Yes, I get it.
You're not held in any way.
It's deep, man. Deep.
Until it starts raining. Yeah.
What do you think of the way the story and tone pacing of this one plays out in comparison to the first one? Obviously, the first one's a bit more like, here's a MacGuffin, but the MacGuffin is really just to put the girls with him, and that's the actual story. Whereas this one plays out a little bit differently. And I've already said I didn't love.
Isn't the MacGuffin just to put those two together?
True, that's a very good point. So yeah, does it just play? Is it the same?
I mean, within the overall landscape of the franchise, yes. I don't think there's anything much. I mean, they had to have some sort of antagonist for him to deal with, which is fine. You know, I'm sure we'll talk about the villain in this one as much as we talked about Vector last week.
I think I've already talked about this week's one more because I've said that I didn't like them. Whereas I think I didn't even mention the villain of the first one was how much I cared for that one. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think ultimately it was like a plot device to get to one, get those two together, to get this minions, alternate minions out there.
All right, wondrous elements for this week. Pick the two elements of the film that stood out the most to you. Animation, visual style, music and sound design, voice performances, world building, emotional impact.
Well, voice acting again, it's got to be top on the list because, yes, Kristen Wiig is fantastic. And I guess you'd have to fall back on music and sound design just because of the Pharrell soundtrack. Happy having such an impact. But all of the other songs in there are pretty good and fit really well as well. So,
yeah, I'll go music and sound design as well, just by 90% because of Happy, but then it can fill up the rest without. The rest of the songs are fine, not standout, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with the world building because adding the anti-villain league and Lucy and all this, and just knowing that this one continues to build up, and these are still elements that hang around in future entries. So, yeah, go with that. Favorite scene, sequence, or character?
I think it is maybe the Happy sequence because it's such a beautiful contrast to him last film of him being a bad guy to this one being like super happy and like wanting to help all these people, and like him having a coordinated dance on with a person on the top of the escalators, even though he's going up and she's going down, and they're still able to stay in the same spot.
Magic of love, you know. It
is crazy, and then just cut to him throwing that frisbee in the drain, which is an incredible visual. Yeah.
I'm gonna go everything to do with the chicken. So I'm just gonna pick the character of the chicken.
Chicken was pretty good.
Yeah. Everything, every side eye, every squat that chicken gave was, I think, the best moment in the film. Every time a chicken was in a scene, it was a better scene. That's how I felt about the chicken in this movie.
Yeah. I'll give my 2 and 3. 2 is from when Lucy interrupts their date till them getting back and separating. From the whole glug 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 thing, I think, which is a great.
That was a good bit for.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's all fantastic, and like the kind of the craziness and like ridiculous slapstick of them tying her to the top of the car, I think, and crashing, her being so drunk she doesn't know she gets yeeted into somebody else's car, and then you cap it off with this really sweet, like, I think you look better bald, you know, that kind of thing, or, you know, which is very much saying just be yourself, you're fine the way you are, you know. That's very sweet. And then number 3, guac and chip hat, which is great. Fantastic.
It's a sad man's hat, that's for sure.
It's a sad man's hat, which, again, one of the perks of being bald, you can actually wear that hat. Anyone with hair, probably you wouldn't be able to eat the middle section.
You wouldn't go. There'll be a cut off.
It's just the brim that's going to get you.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about that is when he walks to follow the bad guy, like other people are just picking parts off his hat. And then followed up with Margot post her heartbreak thing with the boy. She's wearing the same hat.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't.
Sad person's hat.
Sad person's hat. It's a guacamole hat.
Yeah. You only have one of those if you're super depressed.
Yeah. There's one thing
which is probably fair.
This movie. Yeah. Is that
also the way he gets destroyed in the booby traps? Great.
Just he doesn't have it in him anymore, you know? Just sets them all off. Do you think this one has a place in animation history? We gave the first film a place. So.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe because they're happy. It's like because that was such a monumental moment, and it weirdly being tied back to this one movie. I think in world culture it could be, but like in animation history, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no because I think the song, 50 years from now, people looking up Happy, if they skim Wikipedia and you could quickly, without paying too much attention, see it come from Pharrell's album, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay. It's not like it's only showing up if you look up.
Yeah, and it's not like the music video for the song is like
doesn't even have minions in it. No, it's just him dancing down the street, obviously. So
yeah,
something I don't think I think the song has a place in music history.
Yep.
Just go there. Any final thoughts?
I will say I did, because it had been a while since I saw the film, like the mystery of who is kidnapping all the minions and the way that they are tricking all the minions into being stolen from
ice cream
from the basic stealing them as they're trying to get the bins to the gelato, the van where the ice cream van gelato. And the minion being very upset and trying to offer as much money as possible to get their fucking gelato. And where are they being kept? Is it a Truman Show like set?
Well, all minions can probably be squished down to a 2x4.
Yeah, but then like they're on some sort of island. It looks like so.
Yeah, I don't know.
You would assume it's some Truman Show like it's like box. But yeah, I think that was cool. Don't really care for the purple minions. Glad they were gotten rid of reasonably easily.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Animated Wonders. Let us know what you thought of the film on social media at explosionnetwork.com/follow. If you enjoyed the show, you can find more podcasts, reviews, and pop culture coverage over at explosionnetwork.com. And if you'd like to support the podcast and Explosion Network, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Until the next episode, remember that animation is cinema.